Hello and welcome to Newsfeed, your daily dose of what people are talking about online, from news stories to what's trending. With Mental Health Awareness Month reaching its conclusion, we kick off the show with a study on social media's impact on the brain. Nearly 95% of young people between the ages of 13 and 17 are completely hooked on the digital wonderland. These young minds are consistently immersed in a world of interaction, sharing, and content consumption like never before. On one hand, social media is a hub for self-expression, creativity, and connection, nurturing a sense of belonging and acceptance among teens. But on the flip side, it cultivates harm and poses significant risks to mental well-being.
Social media was step one to the end of a happy earth. Number one, the soaring levels of insecurities and total decline of self-esteem across all age groups as a result of hyper-glamorization of celebrities and influencers giving false representations of their lives and appearances. Number two, the development of the sheep herd mentality. A video with 8 likes can come up on your FYP. For all you know, this could be the greatest piece of content you've ever seen in your life, but you took one look at the numbers and said, oh, it's only got 8 likes. Didn't even give it a chance and just scrolled. Our third destructive effect of social media, the newly established obsession with clout. Everyone wants followers so bad, everyone wants likes and comments and all this stuff, even to the point where people are buying followers. It's crazy, and it got so bad, having this stuff gives you social status. And number four, we have the desolation of true loyalty and love in relationships. You are a weirdo if you want to be completely loyal, not have an OF subscription, not follow any Instagram models, and not want your partner liking pictures of friends of the opposite gender. Fifth and final, most obvious destructive effect of social media, we're told is taken on the average person's mental health as a result of all of the above. You think and believe anything you're fed by any influencer or celebrity. Insecurities are out of control because of everything you're consuming. That is all causing you to feel completely depressed and malcontent with literally everything in your life. It manifests itself everywhere. Do you see it now?
And now for a health warning. Adolescents who spend at least 3 hours a day on social media could double the risk of mental health issues. That dire warning was by US Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy, who outlined the dangers of social media in an unprecedented 90-page advisory. Murthy's report included practical recommendations for parents and caregivers to play a vital role in teaching responsible online behavior and establishing tech-free zones. Policymakers are urged to strengthen safety standards, and tech companies are encouraged to prioritize health and safety in their decisions and enforce minimum age limits along with default settings for children.
Today I wanted to talk about the advisory that the Surgeon General released around risks of social media for youth. In fact, what they found was that there's not enough evidence to say that it's safe. As a parent, I think about that. In fact, based on evaluation, only 14% of teenage girls thought it was even valuable or helpful for them, and 46% of teenage girls said it was not. I think about that as a parent. If my kids were going to be part of an activity and only 1 in 5 kids actually found like it was good or helpful or even fun, I probably wouldn't put them in the activity, or at least I put some guardrails around it.
While parents can try to put guardrails in place, it doesn't change the fact that many social media platforms don't have enough protective settings for children. Some apps, though, like TikTok, have been taking measures to safeguard mental health. It may simply be performative, but TikTok has launched a $2 million fund for mental health organizations. The project will make it easier for nonprofits to reach their communities on the app. And for all users, a new hub is available on the #Mental Health Awareness page, where relevant educational videos, organization shout-outs, and mental health and wellness creator highlights can be found. While screens can be a useful learning tool, few would disagree most kids are spending too much time on them. Well, aren't we all? But for a better mental health for all of us, especially children, the solution may be all around us.
If you want children off screens, advocate for building spaces where they can be. Like, God, in America, it's just roads. That's all you've got. Roads and roads and roads. It's horrific. Here's not a lot better. And we wonder why children are sitting on their screens. They have no means of connecting with other people. They have nothing else to do. They have no agency. They have no reasonable and meaningful form of self-expression. It's just a screen. That's the only thing we allow them. And now we're like, maybe they shouldn't have that either.
Meanwhile, other social media platforms are also having difficulties. In Twitter's case, it's technical issues. The platform has been lurching from one disaster to the next. But the toe-curling launch of Ron DeSantis' presidential bid on Twitter Spaces was a new low for Elon Musk. Honestly, Twitter's had one foot in the social media grave for a while now, and it's not the only one. Social media as we know it is about to change. Sare explains why.
Elon Musk may insist that Twitter is humanity's digital public square, but many netizens would disagree. Unhappy with their current feeds, users are flocking to alternate apps, leaving major networks like Facebook, Twitter, and even Instagram with accounts that are rarely logged into.
Facebook is long in the tooth and the place you receive most of your birthday wishes. It could have ranked higher, but, you know, the whole selling your information thing kind of knocked a few points off. Twitter was a bit of a cesspool at the best of times, but now in the hands of an eccentric billionaire, the cesspool has ranked up in flavor. But you know, $8.99 for a blue check mark, can't argue with that. For better or worse, Instagram is an absolute time drain.
What was once an easy way of keeping up with your friends became a constant stream of advertising, influencing, and anxiety-inducing content. Between the glamorous lives of internet celebrities and timelines full of content you didn't ask to see, connecting with your actual friends was now an idea of the past.
If you want to keep in touch with people, now that so many of us spend so much of our lives physically distant, you need these platforms. That is, until BeReal, which has a really interesting solution. Every single user of the app gets a notification once every day. When you get that notification, you have 2 minutes to take out your phone and click a photo. And when you do that, your phone will capture both from the front to get your face, and then also from the rear to capture what you're doing. And this really simple idea solves a lot of current problems.
BeReal became the first app to make the desire to change social media mainstream. Its dominant Gen Z user base proves that growing up with the internet does not make you less interested in real life. And now that they're the ones setting trends, our digital spaces are bound to change.
I think that social media and the way that we consume content is about to go through a massive change. In the last 6 months, I have noticed a massive shift. We've started to move away from this high-impact discovery and move more towards meaningful connection and long-form content. In my mind, BeReal was the first massive shift towards this. We were just craving to see what our friends were doing, and it completely blew up.
Studies outline that while Gen Z is more likely to have digital friendships, their preferred communication method is in person. And the post-social social media alternates they're creating mainly act as safe spaces for community building. Take Geneva, for example.
So this is my online virtual book club.
I have made a home on Geneva to connect with girls for all things health, wellness, fashion.
Like mental health, female entrepreneurship, memes of Timothy Chalamet.
Or Pineapple, Gen Z's alternative for LinkedIn.
This is Pineapple. We started when I, David, met my co-founder Ollie because I started eating a pizza in his coffee shop. We were both passionate about the future of work and wanted to start a company to tackle something we hated, LinkedIn.
A special community for people like you sounds all well and good, but runs the risk of becoming an echo chamber. And the search for non-toxic internet may end up creating unusual town squares where everyone agrees.
With roughly 3 billion gamers worldwide, that's almost half the world's population, video games are huge. But while gaming can offer a release from life's daily grind, the escape can take a dangerous hold. Gaming addiction is a recognized disease affecting a growing number of people, and experts are advising we press the pause button. Shadia picks up the controller.
Addiction. We usually hear it associated with alcohol, drugs, and even shopping. But video gaming has recently entered the can't stop category. Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo have taken gamers to a whole new world. The problem is when you can't switch off, literally.
I was pursuing professional play at the time. It was actually my coach that told me I needed to quit. I just realized how much of my behaviors were unhealthy and were like crutches, and how much of my online play, which was maybe 8-9 hours a day. And I just realized over time that this isn't really life. You become so obsessed.
Gaming disorder is now a condition recognised by the World Health Organization, with Britain's first of its kind clinic now dealing with the issue. Since it opened in 2019, it has seen 745 addicts, some playing for up to 14 hours a day. While 89% are male, there's a huge range of ages, starting from 13 to people in their 60s. But do stats like this press the panic button?
Gaming addiction has become epidemic with the rise of the internet and social media over the last 30 years, where we've got all our gadgets and devices with us all the time. It's become a way of life, and although there are great benefits, some very good benefits to gaming, the issue of gaming disorder has become a real problem.
During the pandemic, gaming shot up, understandably, as lockdown forced us to stay at home. When COVID restrictions eased, the majority of us re-emerged into the real world, craving connections, while some prefer to continue seeing the world through a computer screen.
I retreated to online because it was the only place I really had friends. So I never developed what I needed for the real world, to the point that I could barely cross the street and say hello to someone without getting into a massive state of anxiety over it.
Addiction can ruin lives, whether it's battling booze and drugs or attempting to pull the plug on gaming. But when 10% more kids aged 2 to 5 in the UK know more about a smartphone than tying their own shoelaces, perhaps it's time to say game over, sooner rather than later.
And now on to what's trending. Now, we all know those tech-savvy multitaskers from Gen Z are known for being overstimulated. It's like they can play games on a tablet, shoot off text to their buddies, and binge-watch an entire series on Netflix, all at the same time. Now, there's a TikTok trend that takes their overstimulation to a whole new level. Chances are, your For You pages have been flooded with these videos. Basically, people are putting a clip of something alongside something completely unrelated, like footage of video games or crafts. There's actually a name for it, sludge content. But why do it? There are a few theories floating around.
Creators might use popular content like a TV show clip to boost their content and maybe make money. Or maybe the extra content makes you watch longer, so you listen longer to the ideas a creator is sharing. And we all know that when a video gets more engagement and views, it reaches an even bigger audience. I personally find myself watching them because if I get bored during a video, it's something else to look at. I'll admit, sometimes I stay just to see what happens at the end of the Dhar Mann video.
For some, a video with 10 overlapping clips is soothing. But not everyone finds these visually complex creations relaxing. They argue that this fresh trend is nothing but constant irritation. And if that wasn't enough, several creators on the platforms are mercilessly poking fun at this craze and Gen Z's short attention span.
In this presentation, we're going to be talking about our metrics and everything to do with our TikTok campaign. And there's various factors to consider, such as losing your attention. Come back. Is that better? All right, so what we're going to work with today, we're going to be talking about our TikTok campaign.
The workup for hyponatremia is pretty complicated. It involves a lot of labs, physical exam findings, and a lot of history taking.
And we'll finish with a story that will keep your full attention. We all know that pedal-powered bicycles have pretty much stuck to the same design for nearly 2 centuries. After all, you can't improve on 2 round wheels, a saddle, and handlebars, right? Well, tell that to these YouTubers who have literally reinvented the wheel. After having designed a square-wheeled bike, the channel The Q didn't stop there. Now they've gone ahead and crafted a bike with triangular wheels. At first glance, you'd think it would be impossible to ride. But amazingly, those 3-sided wheels roll just as smoothly as round ones. And no annoying up and down bumpy ride for the cyclist. It's a mind-boggling achievement, but I'll be sticking to my trusty all-traditional bike for now. And that's it. Find us on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. Bye and see ya.